Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today we're going to try Lalibela by Memo. So again, it's one of the sample that came with that little box. If you want to see the presentation of the sample, you can look at the review of Inlay, where I go with the whole presentation of the box. And if you want to know the story of the brand, you can go look at the video of Sintra, where I go with the overview of the brand here. So here's what the bottle looks like on the picture. And in the text it says, the fragrance owes its name to the majestic site composed of 12 rock-hewn church in the eastern Ethiopia in a single night. It inspires a mystical rose that brings together rose absolute, patchouli, and frankincense, heavenly builder driven by mystical fervor. A destiny that makes a perfume a story. And the subtitle of the fragrance is A Mystical Rose. So let's try to smell. Funny how they describe the fragrance, because as I was reading it, I was asking myself, did I try the perfume they say that it is? When I sprayed in the air, now that I read that there's rose, I'm picking up rose. I know that there's rose, but it's really subtle. What I'm really picking up in the air mostly is coconut. I'm also picking up some orchid. That orchid note reminds me a lot of Black Orchid by Tom Ford on paper. It doesn't, like, the whole fragrance is not a clone or anything, but there's definitely that orchid note that there is in Black Orchid. It's a really floral coconut fragrance on paper. Picking up a lot of coconut, a lot of orchid, a little bit of rose, a little bit of another floral note. I see there's the note of peony. I'm not quite sure what peony smells like, but there's another unknown floral note, and it's the only unknown floral note that there is in the list. So I would say there's definitely some peony. I would say that an unknown note is more present than the rose. It's just harder to pinpoint than rose, because most people know what rose smells and not necessarily peony. There is some depth and darkness in the background. Nothing that I can really pinpoint what it is, but I see that there's patchouli, tobacco leaf, and precious wood in the note. So there's definitely something in that area, probably a mix of all those notes together that gives some depth and some darkness to the fragrance. It's not something I can really pinpoint from the taster strip in the top notes. Picking a little bit of vanilla, yep, like a tiny bit of incense also. That's about it. On my skin, what I was picking up in the top note, there was a lot of coconut, there was a lot of orchid. Well, the coconut was really the main player, and there was more than that at every other note, but there was a lot of orchid, a lot of vanilla, a lot of patchouli, and a lot of rose. As it was drying down, I was picking up still a lot of coconut and a lot of vanilla, and those two notes were really hand in hand together at that point. Speaking a little bit of patchouli, a little bit of incense, a little bit of rose, a little bit of woody note also. And I was picking up something that was maybe labdanum, but not quite labdanum. There was a little bit of leathery amber something in the background. It was really, really soft. It was there. And in the base note, I was still picking up a lot of coconut, a lot of vanilla. I was picking up a little bit of patchouli, a little bit of woody notes, and I was picking up something along the line of tobacco. It was really soft, really at the back. Wouldn't call it like a tobacco note, but definitely there was some influence from some aroma chemical that has a note of tobacco. And at that point, the fragrance really reminded me of sunscreen. Even on paper, there's a little bit something of sunscreen, but it's a coconut fragrance, so that might be why there's a little bit something. But on my skin, the base note, literally it's the smell of sunscreen. Production of the fragrance was pretty good. A good 6 feet around me, people were able to pick it up, and longevity was really amazing, more than 12 hours. If you're looking for something that's powerful and that lasts long, this is a great fragrance. And for the complete note breakdown, top notes are coconut, orchid, rose, peony. Heart notes are vanilla, patchouli, jasmine, and labdanum. The base notes are incense, tobacco leaf, and precious wood. And it says that it's a fragrance for women on Fragrantica. And definitely for me, it's a unisex fragrance. Not even for a second I thought it was something for women only. It's the note of coconut is really unisex. I mean, it's the smell of sunscreen. Vanilla, I think, became really unisex also. I know maybe like 50 years ago it would have been a note for women, but it's really unisex. Even the orchid, that is a floral note, is really masculine for the number of people that wear black orchid that are men. They will all tell you that it's a really masculine floral note. So it's definitely a unisex fragrance. Now, where I would see it, it's a bit too sweet to be a business scent. I wouldn't wear it in those occasions. As a dating scent, though, it would be really nice and it project well. So as a clubbing scent, it could be also really nice. Other usual clubbing scent that smell like coconut would be Le Beau by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and personally I would say it smells better and more interesting. Of course, the dry down, it's like coconut sun cream, so it's not crazy, but with the opening, the heart, it's really good. And if you're looking for a dating fragrance that smells like coconut, that's a really good one. In the summer winter spectrum, I would say that it projects a lot, so it might be a bit too much for summer, and it should be able to work pretty well in winter, which is a bit weird because the smell it has, it's extremely summery. It smells like summer, like sunscreen, and sunscreen is like somewhat weird in winter, at least in my personal opinion, but with its performance would be more suited for winter. And as an everyday scent, if you're a big fan of coconut and a big fan of vanilla, orchid, it's great fragrance. If you want something like black orchid that is more bright, more sunny, more creamy, that can be a good choice. So it's only the opening, lasts the whole day, project well, smells great. It's not that type of scent. It's not made to be like an everyday fragrance. It doesn't have what it has to be that kind of scent, but you could pull it off and definitely everything else would work. The only bad thing is that it's not like some clean scent, which is usually what you want for an everyday scent. It's more sweet, seductive, but for some people this is what they are looking for in an everyday scent. And another bad thing is that it's an expensive fragrance, so I would not recommend it as an everyday scent. I would not put it in that category, but definitely if you like coconut, you love coconut, and you don't care paying $400 something for a fragrance that you're gonna wear every day, it's gonna be great everyday scent for you. But for me, this is more a sedative scent, like a clubbing scent or something to go on a date and just smell good. Even though it's coconut, coconut is still nice. The idea of it being a summer scent for its smell is there, but if you're into those kind of scent, that could be good for you in winter. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, well, like and share. If you try this fragrance, tell me what you think about it. Also, if you're a big fan of coconut fragrance, tell me which one is your favorite. I would like to say that this might be my favorite. I should take a time to think about it, but if it's not my favorite, like, it's one of the best coconut fragrance in my opinion. So, thanks for watching and see you soon.